comes to dog breeds, there are 7 different groups. First, there's the sporting group. Some of the breeds that are in the sporting group are the Labrador Retriever, a German Short-Haired Pointer, Cocker Spaniels. There's also Nova Scotia Duck Tollers, and a lot more. Next, we have the hound group. Some of the dogs that are in the hound group are bloodhounds, dachshunds, greyhounds, and a lot more. Next, we have the working group. Some of the dogs that are in the working group are boxers, Great Danes, Rottweilers, Huskies, Mastiffs. Those are the working group. Then we have the terrier group. Some of the dogs that are in the terrier group are Bull Terriers, Scottish Terriers, West Highland White Terriers, and any other terrier that you can think of. Then we have the toy group. Some of the dogs in the toy group are Chihuahuas, Pugs, and Shih Tzus. Then we have the non-sporting group, which are things like bulldogs, Dalmatians, and poodles. Lastly, we have the herding group. Herding dogs are such things like border collies, German shepherds, corgis, any Australian shepherds, anything like that likes to herd. So if you look at these 7 groups and think about your dog, what group does your dog fit into? Are they a hound? Are they in the sporting group? Are they in the working group, the terrier group, the toy group, the non-sporting group, or the herding group? Okay, so we're going to talk about breeds now. And I want you guys to do a little bit of research on your dog's breed or breeds, depending on if they're purebred or a mix. And you're going to have to take some notes. Some of the things that I'm going to want you guys to find out about your dog's breed or breeds is their energy level, exercise requirements, their playfulness, their affectionate level, their friendliness towards dogs, their friendliness towards other pets, their friendliness towards strangers, their easeability of training, their watchdog ability, their protection ability, their grooming requirements, and their cold and hot temperature tolerances as well. I also want you to find out the history of your dog's breed or breeds, common health problems that can happen with those breeds, their overall temperament, and their form and their function. So this sounds like a long list. It is going to take you a little bit to figure out all of this information about your dog's breed or breeds. If you do have a purebred, it's going to be a little bit quicker. If you do have a mixed dog, it's going to take a little bit longer because you're going to have to look up information on each breed for each of these categories. But this is going to be part of your breed study. And the reason that I want you guys to do this is that it's going to help you understand where your dog's behaviors are coming from. So, for example, you have a border collie. The border collie's original history and use or instinctual use is to herd animals, keep flocks of sheep together. They do this by running around them and nipping at their ankles of the sheep. So if you have young kids that are running around your house, they're being crazy, they're not in control, they're being sporadic, this is going to be very, very stressful for a border collie because of the border collie's internal instincts to keep everything together and keep everything in control and as a group and calm. Border collies hate chaos. They thrive on calm, routine, structured households. So if you have a border collie and you're having troubles with your border collie nipping at your children's ankles or trying to control your children and keep them calm and always trying to kind of herd them and control them, then this breed study is going to help you better understand where that's coming from and how to deal with it. It's really good to be able to take your dog's natural instincts and actually use them to your advantage in terms of training. Here's another great example, rat terriers. So rat terriers and fox terriers were all originally bred to chase and catch rabbits, rodents, rats, any small animal like that. They were really good at digging holes and getting to those rats underground, or the mice that are underground or in straw like in this picture. and they're really good at tracking down any small animals and catching them and killing them. They were made to stop rabbit infestations and to keep rabbits out of crops, out of farmers' crops. So if you have a rat terrier or a fox terrier or any type of terrier, they are going to love chasing rodents, which can be very stressful if you're walking in the forest and your dog sees a rabbit and they run away and they take off on you. And because they're in that prey drive, their instinct is kicked in to chase that rabbit. It's going to be really, really, really hard to get their attention off of that rabbit and back onto you and get them to stop running further and further away from you. Because all they want to do instinctually is catch that rabbit. So knowing this can give you an idea of the most important obedience commands or training commands that you should be teaching your dog. If you have a terrier and they have the tendency to run after animals and go into that prey drive and ignore you, then doing recall or e-collar recall is going to be really beneficial and probably one of the first things that you want to focus on with your dog because of that instinct. Next, we have huskies. This is a Siberian husky. There are other types of huskies as well. But as we know, huskies were built to pull sleds. They love pulling sleds and being in packs. So when you're thinking of a husky, what are some of the problems or goals that you might have when it comes to training? I know that the number one problem that people come to me when they have a husky is my dog pulls so hard on leash that I can barely hold them back. Well, obviously your dog pulls. It's a husky. It was bred to pull. So how do we fix this? That's when you want to look at their instincts and figure out what the most important thing is for you to train them first. So loose leash walking and teaching them heel is one of the first things I go over with people that have huskies. Another great tool that you can use to compare dog breeds, for example, say you have a mixed breed dog and you want to put all of their mixes into this comparison, or if you're interested in getting a new dog and you don't know which breed is the best for you, your lifestyle, and everything else like that. You can go on to the AKC website, that's the American Kennel Club website, and compare breeds. So what I did here is I chose some breeds that were different than each other and in different groups. So there's a Basset Hound, a German Shepherd, a Lab, a Husky, and a Chihuahua. You can see in personality or temperament at the top here. You can read what their temperament, their personality is like, their popularity, what group they're in. You can also read their regular size. So if you want a large breed or a medium breed or a small breed dog, you can see what their size is and their weight is. You can see how long they're expected to live. Their characteristics, if they're good with children, good with other dogs. This is a really great thing to look at when you're looking at breeds. So as you can see with the Basset Hound, they're good with children, they're good with dogs, they're very docile, they don't really like to pick fights or cause problems. German Shepherds are usually always good with dogs, but they can be iffy with other dogs. They sometimes can be reactive or even aggressive towards other dogs just because of their high drive. If you look at a Labrador Retriever, they're good with children as well, and with supervision, they're also good with other dogs. Some Labs can also have the same tendencies as German Shepherds and not get along with every dog that they meet. Huskies do need a little bit of supervision with dogs just because they don't like to be bothered, and they don't have a long they don't have a lot of patience compared to other dogs. So that's with huskies and children. They don't have as much patience as a hound would have. And they are good with other dogs. They are very pack mentality type of breeds, so they're usually really good with other dogs. And then with Chihuahuas, Chihuahuas can actually be very afraid of children, especially because children have very sporadic behaviors and are hard to predict. So Chihuahuas are not the greatest with children. They like to bark a lot, they get scared, and they can go into fear biting. And with other dogs, same thing. They get scared and they usually go into fear biting as well. So this gives you a good idea of characteristics and a really good idea on your lifestyle. If you have children, if you want to bring your dog around other dogs, picking that dog that's going to be right for you. This also goes over their trainability. So Huskies, Chihuahuas, and Hounds are all a little bit harder to train, especially Basset Hounds. They will just lay on the floor and act like they can't hear you. They're very stubborn when it comes to training. Chihuahuas, they go right into fear all the time, and they kind of just go into that flight response. They are difficult to train as well. And Huskies, they're very independent. They're just a very independent breed, and that's what they were bred to be in the first place. So they are tough to train, but they're easier to train than a Chihuahua or a Basset Hound. A German Shepherd and a Lab are both very eager to please. They're easy to train, they're fun to train, and they want to work for you. This also goes into the coat length, their grooming, shedding, activity level, which is a very important thing for you to know about your dog's breed, is their activity level and if your lifestyle fits in that activity level. So as you can see, the Basset Hound is calm, they don't need much exercise, they can become obese very easily though. German Shepherd dogs need exercise every day, same with Labs and Huskies. Chihuahuas also need regular exercise, or they will just start barking at absolutely everything. Barking levels, as you can see, Chihuahuas like to be vocal, Huskies like to be vocal, Labs are medium, German Shepherds are medium, and Basset Hounds love to bay at things, and they make a lot of sound as well. So if you don't want a dog that's really barky, definitely stay away from Hounds, definitely stay away from Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas are the most barkiest dog you could probably choose. Same with Hounds, if they get excited they start baying. German Shepherds and Labs usually only bark to alert you. They don't bark too often. So this is a really great resource for you guys to either pick all the breeds that your dog is if they're a mix, or if you're interested in getting a new dog or a puppy, you can look up different breeds and compare it to what's going to work for your lifestyle. Also on the American Kennel Club website, you can do a breed selector test. You just click onto here. You find this in Breeds A to Z, and you go to find your match. You can get started. It will bring you through a few different questions and help you choose a breed. So you can do that test yourself and see what comes up. Another great thing is to do the test and see if your dog's breed matches what your lifestyle is. And if your dog's breed doesn't match your lifestyle, say you have a little bit more laid back lifestyle, and this chooses more medium energy dogs for you, but you have a high energy dog, you might want to consider ways to get your dog's energy out. So setting them on dog hikes, doing more mental exercise with them in the house, such as training, or sending them to a dog daycare, something that's going to mentally and physically stimulate them. If you can't do that yourself, you can always reach out to somebody else that can help you with that. Especially if you have a really busy schedule, you have kids, you're at work 8 hours a day or more, you might want to consider sending your dog to a dog daycare or sending them on a hike or a dog walk during the day when you're at work. The goal of this breed study is for you to better understand your dog's breed and their instinctual needs and to be able to fulfill those instinctual needs. Through training, exercise, mental and physical stimulation, and bonding exercises as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, which is your breed study homework.